hold on to a one-run lead. As tough as they come. Zach Parra, the first to greet him. He sends the first pitch to right, and pretty deep. Ely's back. Kiss it goodbye. On the first pitch of the 8th, Parra ties this up. It's all ones on the scoreboard, 11-11. He sends the first pitch way out there. Malachi Lopez watches one fly. Sasquatch back in front. It's 9-8 on an absolute bomb from the Squatch second baseman. Probably to Summers' favor. It jumped straight up to him as Nate Evans swings at the first pitch, lines it into right center. Iandoli coming on, he dives, and he makes the play. Bobo Iandoli with a sparkler for the second out. These two teams have been the clear-cut top two all year. Last week, this seemed like a championship preview. In Sasquatch fashion, they dominated. Winning 4 straight, they look to sweep again here tonight. The 2-2. Got him! It's over! The Spearfish Sasquatch are your 2026 Independence League champions. The best team in the league all year. They stand tall, they defend the crown, they have won back-to-back. Coulter Wilson making his last warm-up throw here in the second. We're going to have another Regis Ranger join us up here in the booth for the top of the 4th inning. Gio Casas recorded a 2-inning save last night. He's going to be making his debut putting on the headset.
Nah, not his debut.
You're right. He did open up an intro out of a break at one point earlier this season. But we're going to have him on for an extended look in the top of the 4th inning, so something to look forward to as this ball game rolls on. It'll be Brody Knight to lead off in the second. First pitch fastball, just inside 1-0.
Man, I like that fastball from Wilson. An arm side run. Kind of acts as a front hip two-seamer.
There's a grounder into left, base hit. Knight is aboard to lead off the second.
Now batting for Casper, number 10, first baseman David Denton.
It brings up David Denton. Just like Gage Dickerson, he's at West Georgia. Been one of the better hitters for Casper this year. First pitch breaking ball upstairs. Last night, 2 for 5, a couple of doubles, drove in 2 runs. On the season, hitting .340, .958 OPS. This is a very deep lineup. The Hunters bring the pop, but everybody around them is a very tough out. There's a swing and a miss. Filthy changeup for Wilson. Puts him ahead 1-2.
Absolutely pulled the string on it. That was beautiful.
See if he goes back to it on 1-2. It's a heater, and it's rolled over to short. Moeller has to charge. Only out is to first, and he can't make it. Fumbled with the ball, trying to get it out of his glove. What do you think, hit or an error?
Now batting for Casper, number 31, right fielder Drew Wardell.
I really wouldn't hate a hit. It's really back and forth. And the only reason that it would be an error is Moeller has the arm to make that play. There aren't many guys that can make that play.
Drew Wardell scores to bunt. First pitch misses the zone low, 1-0. Would expect that bunt to be laid down again. Wardell struggled offensively, hitting 130 on the season. With runners on first and second, nobody out. There it is, squaring early. Perro's way in. They tried to put on the slash play, but the pitch was outside. Zach Perro crashes on that play at first base to try to get the lead runner out at third. That would allow Malachi Lopez to stay put at the bag. He is about even with the grass over there at third base. Not bunting again. Wardell takes a breaking ball in there. Now 2-1. You think in a 2-1 count he puts the bunt back down?
I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to get the defense off.
There is the bunt. Wardell puts it down, third base line, but it bounced foul. Nice bounce for the Squatch. Brings the count to 2-2. Small ball is Casper Spud baseball. 118 stolen bases this season. Successful right around 82% of the time. They run a lot. It works a lot. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball elevated. Wilson blows it by Wardell for the first out.
It's good for Coulter to grind back down. You know, he had a softly hit ground ball that couldn't be turned into an out. Tough play to be made. To come back with the strikeout, that's huge.
Ethan Schlotterback digs in. Lines the first pitch foul. A youngster, just graduated high school. He's headed to Gordon State in the fall to join Spud head coach Cody McCrary. But he's killed the Sasquatch this season in a limited sample. Chance to do some serious damage right here with his purple bat matching the jersey. That's lined to third, caught by Lopez. The throw to second is in time. Brody Knight went too far off the bag. He gets doubled up to get the Squatch out of the jam. Back-to-back base hits lead off the inning, but nothing comes of it. We go to the bottom of the second here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Welcome back here on the Spearfish Sasquatch postgame show. We're joined now alongside Sasquatch head coach Phil Demas. Coach, 2026 ILB champion, how does that sound?
Oh, it's amazing, man. It's been a long grind of a season. So, and, I told them at the beginning, before we came, this was the expectation, obviously development, getting these guys better, ready for fall is number one. But, it always feels a lot better when you win the last game of the season. So I'm very happy, to be here for the first year and, be able to make this work for not only these kids and, myself, but also, the city of Spearfish.
No, you guys won 80% of your games over a 50-game season, dominated your way to a championship. When did you know that you had a group of guys that were capable of something like this?
Honestly, before we even showed up, I was, Eric called me, he said, how confident are you about this team? And I said, I'm so confident, Eric, we're going to win this. And that was before we even stepped foot. And, to see it end up like that and see us win it, it means everything. It does. It's been a great summer. I had a great time, and just winning it feels so good.
Coulter Wilson,
phenomenal.
Absolutely lights out tonight. Yep. You guys had a depleted bullpen. For him to come in, go 5.2 innings of relief. I don't think anyone had that drawn up. I mean, what'd you see from him today?
I told, we were writing the game plan for today, and we were deciding, me and Broom, whether or not we were going to send Coulter back out or we're going to save him in temp for tomorrow because we were down at the time. And, I asked Coulter, I said, you got this? And he said, I'm going the whole thing. And I said, all right, we're using him. So we banked on winning this game, and Coulter, and I trusted him, and he trusted us and our hitters, and, he found a way to do it. And, he did a phenomenal job. He's been phenomenal for us all summer. And I talk about trust all the time, like trusting that you're going to, do your part. And, he did his part plus some. So, being able to trust that kid this whole season and, see him do it again in the championship, it's huge.
I imagine that decision to keep him in got a little bit easier with the little home run derby we saw in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah.
What's going through your head when you see Kendrick, Malachi, and then Grant Summers hit 3 tape measure shots?
I was just okay with the Kendrick one, and then Malachi hit one, and I was like, okay, and then Grant put a little cherry on top, and and there's not much you could say, but scream a little bit, because just the momentum shift of those guys, but also not making the moment too big every single time, and just trusting the barrel and trusting your ability. And it's great to see stuff like that happen, especially in such a big moment in a big game.
There's so many guys to point to as stars, but Braden Smith was unbelievable in this series. This is a guy who's been so consistent for you after not having the spring he would have liked. What impresses you most about him?
His ability to want. He wants better for himself. He wants to win. He wants to be on the field. He wants to do things. And, just seeing him work so hard and be so consistent, and then to finally reap the benefits here at the end, especially in the championship game. There's not many guys that you'll see that'll fight for you like that for a whole season. And he's, nothing but nice things to say about him. Great athlete, but also great young man too.
If you had to describe this group of guys in just a couple words to close this out, what are the 2026 Spearfish Sasquatch?
That's a great question. Gritty, man. They just always want to fight. It doesn't matter what the score is. Everybody wants to fight. So, defend the crown, man.
Coach, congratulations, and thank you so much for joining us all season long.